Hi, my name is Matt. I'm going to just start out by saying that I recognize I'm not a professional hunter, and I'm definitely not a professional videographer, but I enjoy hunting, and I wanted to try to document one for myself, for my future family, or future generations, and just to share it, just to share and learn. Been hunting now for about 5 years. This will be my first time trying to document the hunts and self-film. So we're starting out with this muzzleloader season. This will be video number 1.
Well, it's about 5:15 and just got off work for the weekend. Headed out to Kansas. Gonna hunt the border. Little muzzleloader here in December. This will be my first time filming a hunt. So catch up with you. It's about a 5-hour drive. We'll catch up when we get out there and see my brother and my stepdad. All right. Well, it's about 10 o'clock. Made it to Kansas. Here for the night. Get up here in the morning and see if we can get on one of these muleys. See you in the morning. Got a little bit of sleep last night. We're up here just about 100 yards north of the Kansas-Nebraska border. It's pretty foggy out this morning. But we're going to work this draw right here, and we've seen some big ones in here during rifle. Hopefully we can get on one today. Out here with my stepdad. It's awfully cold. Alright, well, get back with you later.
Is it filming? We're not chasing you.
Okay, well, kind of sneaking along this hillside. It's a little sliver of public right along this public cut corn. And when we were driving the road out there to the southwest, we saw a lot of deer in this canyon. They kind of busted to the south as we were going north. But as I got back over here on foot, sneaking along, there's a lot right there on that knoll, just to the southwest, upwind of us. And I see there's a couple in the tanks on the homestead there that's abandoned. So we're gonna keep sneaking up here and see if we don't see a shooter walk up this morning. It's cold out here. Well, we're back in here where we were this morning at sunrise. We didn't see any tracks in here this morning in the snow, so we took off, and I showed you a clip. We were just out there to the east on the highway. There's a lot of deer out in the field there as we went back and forth, and we went into town afternoon for lunch, came back out, and there's a bunch of trail coming from the field for this mile or so stretch. All those deer coming from the east back here to the west. It looked like a lot had cut in to this property. I just kind of walked around the whole perimeter of the draw. Was not able to find any place they were cutting through there. Looked like they were using the gate we drove in and then cutting straight north. So we're just trying to get an idea of where they could have gone to look at for here this evening. These tracks are definitely pretty new. It's just, this is all wheat stubble that we have access to. They could be laying out in those terraces that we don't know. I did not see them laying on any side of the draw, so I guess we're gonna head back to the truck and game plan whether to cruise and look for bedded deer or sit here and I guess roll the dice that they walk back through here for some reason. But we'll find out here. Walking back into where I was about noon maybe. I walked this public ground corn down into that draw, and there's a lot of deer sign in this corn. I think we got here just after they had been out in it this morning. On our way in from the south, we saw a lot of deer out in that canyon. So I came in here and walked along that draw, came along the southeast corner there, and then worked my way back west. Actually got it in here, about a 170-yard shot on a decent mule buck. Kind of hesitated on whether to shoot him or not. He had his right antler was broken off. Otherwise, he'd probably be 160, 170 inch buck. He was just a lot younger. Like I said, he had the one side broken off, but put the gun up 3 times and ended up deciding to try to take him. Pulled the trigger, and I don't know, I guess couldn't tell if I shot low or high. I didn't even phase him. But by the time I could reload, he had walked off and just walked into private ground, so I just had to watch him walk away with this doe he was pushing around. But after some other options, we made our way back in here, and on the way in from the south, we saw some deer out in this draw again. Looked like they were working back towards the field. So I'm going to come up here and sit on the edge of this public ground and hopefully have good vantage point of the draw as well as the field. Here you can see some older deer sign and my boots from this morning. But we'll see what happens. Alright, well, we're back in here. And, you can see the draw here. Now, while I was watching this draw, I saw a buck come in from the south. He was a smaller buck, but definitely I would have shot him. Came in at about 450 yards, and I got him down to about 300, working toward the field. But there was a coyote in the bottom that was screaming loud enough that eventually just moved him off, and he went back south, unfortunately. So best we could do is get a good picture through the spotting scope. Well, we're back out for day 2 this weekend of the muzzleloader. Sunday morning. It's about 10 degrees this morning. Pretty cold here in Nebraska. Last night, yeah, after that buck, we got in close. Couldn't get him to come into public. On the way home, we drove past quite a few up here in this area. All in private, but hopefully we can catch them moving through public this morning. So we're back up here. Got my stepdad Terry with me again, and one of my younger brothers Jake along. Guess we'll get after it. It's a lot more sunny this morning, dead calm. Be hard to put a stock on anything or move around much, but hoping we can catch them coming off the cut corn back towards some public draws, going to bed up and get on something. Otherwise, this is probably it for my fall hunting season here with muzzleloader. So, hopefully it goes well. Check. Nada. Oh, I don't have to throw it back there. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we on our way out. Go by that and go. Yeah, kind of like. Can you go by that? Oh, what was that? Is that on the way to? Like past, go past the highway. I guess that'll be it.
We're gonna seal the deal shortly.
I don't see anything moving out there in that whole draw anywhere, or up on the horizon.
Pheasants. We're sitting here, I watched 3 of them run across from the fence road.
Yeah. Don't worry, you can't pick up something that small. Well, we came across this looking at maps, and figured the deer that we've seen out on the fields here along the highway just north of the border, you could definitely see where they were cutting back and forth across these canyons. This wheat stubble up here. And we looked at a map and we found a place that we thought maybe they were bedding midday. And sure enough, I mean, we found the trails getting in here, and you can see it's really cold out here today and decently breezy, and it's just dead calm down in here. Problem is, if you were to hunt from in here, I mean, we just can't see if they were coming. So we're way down in a bowl. Great bedding spot for them for midday hangout. You can see all the beds back in here, and it's just all tore up from game trailing. And you look around, I see easily 30 beds. Walking back here, there's a lot of not fresh, but a day or two old deer sign. More of the beds. A lot of deer scat along that trail. Very frequented trail. Probably some of the buck beds up here, one here, another two down there, up on the rim. You can kind of watch, but obviously no deer. I'm going to cut across this wheat stubble now and see if they're down in the straw. We just can't get on the deer today. Well, looks like that's pretty much a wrap on this weekend. We're not seeing any deer today.
Well, I'm guessing that'll pretty much wrap it up for the western Nebraska hunting for this year. I did draw that mule deer conservation tag out here. We did hunt hard both weekends of rifle in Nebraska, and I'm out here a couple weekends into muzzleloader. Just nothing we could do. I mean, it's really tough to hunt basically public, little sections of public ground on the other side of the state, and just kind of blindly going into it. You only got 2 days at a time. It's really tough out here. When we were in here for rifle, you're in Nebraska for rifle, and down in Kansas they've got a lot of archery pressure in this area. Lots of people out on the road scouting, pushing deer around in archery, and then you're up in Nebraska for opening rifle weekend. We saw a lot of big deer, just none on property where we had access or public access. Unfortunately, that morning, opening morning, we did have a deer, big old muley, maybe 20 yards from the passenger window. It was just a few minutes before legal shooting, and it was pretty cloudy. Couldn't see through the scope. We let it pass, otherwise we'd been done right at opening minute of rifle season, but we let it pass. We never got really another good shot at a bigger mule deer. We're like I was saying, it's pretty fickle down here, because then you come back here in December. This weekend's actually the last weekend of Kansas's rifle season, their 10 or 11 day season. We were hoping they would push deer back, but it's just really hard to pattern them here. Yesterday when we were out, we probably saw well over 300 deer in the morning, some more in the afternoon, and had a couple plays on bucks that we just couldn't get into where we had permission, or onto the public ground. And come back out this morning,
and I think we went around for about 5 hours now. And I think we saw 2 mule deer the entire morning, 1 buck pushing the doe around, and maybe 2 or 3 whitetail does. That was about all we saw the entire morning. Nothing's up on their feet like they were yesterday morning. We're not seeing them bedding in canyons anywhere. Just completely disappear. And that was kind of our experience in rifle. The first weekend we saw a lot of deer. The very next weekend we didn't see them anywhere, whether in beds or up on their feet in the fields at any time of the day. Just nothing. We cover a lot of ground either by foot or on vehicles scouting this whole section of Nebraska, and just no luck. Could possibly come back later in December, but with the timing of the weekends and the holidays, it's basically holiday season from here on. So, assuming that's going to wrap it up for this year. I do have a Season's Choice tag back home that I'm still going to try to fill. Maybe I'll be able to film it. Otherwise, I'll get the camera back out if we get back out here. If not, that's probably it for this year.